All right. Welcome to the end of the Showa era.
Finally. Thank God. Zilla.
Oh, yeah. This has been an incredible ride. I believe it is very accurately a roller coaster.
I mean, it had an up. It had several downs.
Yeah.
It just continued to go down. Then we were like underground. And then it came back up once.
Yeah.
And then went straight back down.
Well, actually, what happened was that it started kind of okay, and then it just plunged into the earth, and then it was like, all right, we're gonna come up for a little bit, and we'll come up a little bit, and then kind of level out in like the mid-20s, peak at Astro Monster, and then kind of dip for Ebra. And then Manila just tanked, and it just kept 13, 14, 16, 18. It would not come out from, like, the center of the earth until we got to Jaguar. And it just shot
straight up.
And then it took another deep plunge back to, like, 19 and versus Mechagodzilla. And then it came back up to a reasonable peak at, the Terror of KFC, the Colonel's Revenge, and that was our ending point, which was nice. At least it was a decent end for third place. And then we did the average, and the average was fucking 22.
Yeah.
Which I think accurately sums up Showa.
Yeah.
Like, barely scraping above average. Most of it below.
I mean, the peaks were high.
Pretty high. Like,
because Astro Monster was like, what, 35? I don't know.
31.
31.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And there were some ones that were, like, hovering above average. But, like, yeah, Astro Monster was pretty good. Jaguar was, like, it was better than I ever remembered it. That's gonna be a top movie probably for a while.
Yeah, I don't know if anything's gonna probably dethrone it.
Other than maybe Final Wars.
Yeah.
And even then, like, the monster combat's gonna take a hit, because I've watched that movie. And it'll just depend on how we react to it. But, yeah, so... It really sucks, because, you can really feel where Showa just, like, tried to just be for kids.
Yeah.
I mean, and not even just Manila, just, like, the goofiness that just, like, poured out of this entire era.
Godzilla's weird, like, face taunt. Rub his lips. You're going down!
And then everything with Manila that was just, like, we were just constantly praying for Manila to go away.
Or at least get hit in the face with a rock.
I mean, and it only happened, like, a couple times. It was really disappointing. Every part with Manila was just almost insufferable to, like, being actually insufferable.
Yeah, it was great. Especially when they threw fucking pineapples at him, and he just ate them. The power pineapples.
Yeah, no, just like these giant oranges that were like that woman had a fucking throw.
Well, yeah,
it was incredible.
You learn a few things when you live on an island with man-sized praying mantises,
which eventually became Godzilla-sized praying mantises. Which, man, he trashed them. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was really fun, even though they did like weird soccer shit. And then hit Manila in the face with the rock. Which was
that's
like,
why it was fun.
Yeah, it really sucks because, like, I really feel that average, like the point average really feels like how I feel about the show era, which makes it really awkward, like the presentation of how I got it.
Yeah.
Like that DVD case is incredible.
And then the contents were just,
like
less so.
So much of it was just bad. And like, I get, like, Godzilla's a goddamn icon, and Showa is what... It put him on the map. Like, it had to. And there's a certain charm in how goofy and stupid this series kind of became.
Yeah.
But it wears thin really quick.
Yeah, especially when the goofiness just doesn't really work all that well. Like, they're like, oh, Godzilla's supposed to be really scary. Oh, look, there he is doing his jumping pose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at that.
We just had a shootout with King Ghidorah and scared him off. Let's do a jumping victory thing. I do weird S's with my arms. It's
S for Godzilla.
There's an S in there somewhere, totally.
Yeah, Godzilla.
Godzilla. Yeah, God, that was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not gonna lie, if that wasn't in there, that movie might have gotten a better score.
It might have.
It was really dumb. The best part of
and that was the official artwork for that movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
At
was
least
the
in
fucking,
that book.
because it's the most stupidly iconic thing he does. But that wasn't even on the map for how we rated that movie.
Yeah.
Because the human parts were so
They were competent. They were good.
It was well written. The characters were intelligent. And not like reading the script intelligent. They were actively intelligent.
Reading the back of the Space Titanium.
Oh my god. Fucking Serizawa in versus Mechagodzilla was just he was a prophet of the script.
I'm just amazed at how many times they brought him back. I mean, I get it. Like, I'm sure he worked there full time and whatnot. It's just,
I mean,
they brought him back for multiple different characters.
Oh yeah, for minor to major roles.
And it was just weird, actually.
It was very awkward sometimes. But yeah, so I figure we should just like, I'm gonna go down and like kind of just talk about our favorite moments from each movie. Just kind of a couple minutes per.
All right.
So 54, just like, you want to take that movie seriously, and then the visual effects just let it down.
The one exception being the melting of the tower.
Oh yeah, no, that was incredible.
But everything else is just kind of like, oh well, it's probably just a guy in a suit.
It's really, but like,
Granted, they didn't tell him what to do when he was in the suit. They're just like, hey, do a monster thing. And,
yeah,
and they had like 2 movies to pull from for a monster thing.
But there were monster movies before.
Yeah, there was King Kong, obviously. And then I think it's the Beast of 40,000 Fathoms. That was one of the big influences.
Okay. Yeah, but like, it was weird because that movie got a better score because we were laughing at it. Which is sad because it's supposed to be so serious, but like, you can't help but like make fun of some of it. Like Serizawa and his fucking,
everything I touch is oxygen destroyer.
Just everything I turn in, it just everything I touch just destroys the oxygen. It's god awful. I have to kill myself with my own weapons because I'm just a creator of weapons of mass destruction. And it's fucking he has the Midas touch for oxygen destroyers.
And then every time a boat comes on screen,
it just needs to explode, just like that first one, because that first one was just so sudden and incredible.
That first boat explosion really, it pervaded through the entire Showa era for us.
Everything needed to explode with the same veracity that first ship blew up, and it took us like 6 movies to get to a movie that embrace the explosions. But we'll get to that one. But yeah, for like a serious movie, like it still immediately just kind of, you could feel the flavor of goof, and like just the toys. And
here's a painting of Godzilla.
It's totally a photo, even though it looks nothing like the suit. But yeah, Raids Again was.
Do we have favorite moments from Raids Again? Because I feel like we don't.
We don't, definitely. we complained because no ship exploded. We heard about a ship exploding that we never saw.
Yeah, off camera.
Like, that movie set the low bar.
Yeah.
Immediately. It was immediately the lowest we had, and it would not be matched for almost, like, 10 movies.
Well, Manila was 8, right?
No, nothing was single digit.
No, I mean the 8th movie. Because Everett was 7, right?
Well, and Son of Godzilla was 15. The one that matched it was Destroy All Monsters.
Oh, right. The poor man's version of Astro Monster.
Was that? No, I thought that was
Wait, Destroy All Monsters is the
Oh, right. All Monsters Attack is the one. Yeah, no, you're right. Destroy All Monsters is the poor man's
Astro
Monster. But yeah, no, like, it's just so sad that, like, immediately we hit the lowest point, and it was constantly a point of comparison because how could it get worse?
Yeah, because we were just sitting there through fucking Raids again, like, when does it end? When do all these 90 B plots end?
When did it begin? What's going on? Who are these people? Where's the plot? Why are we burying Godzilla in ice cubes? Oh wow, there's Anguirus. Oh, he's dead.
Huh, weird, a monster fight. Oh, it's 3
over.
times the speed.
It's moving way too fast, and it's already over. And instead we just get to watch the same shot of planes over and over and over and over and over, and watch as several of them crash because they need to live up to their hero who showed them how to bury Godzilla. God damn.
We figured it out. Just blow up the plane, whatever. Roll the credits, please.
Fuck that movie. And so that actually started the trend of, like, let's do 2 movies because, God forbid, I needed to rinse my palate. And King Kong vs. Godzilla was sadly better, but not amazing.
I mean, it was certainly more fun to watch.
Yeah, it was Ishiro Honda actually came back, and Ishiro Honda clearly knows how to write a simple, continuous plot, especially since Ishiro Honda was actually there for Terror Mechagodzilla. You can feel when he's there because the plot makes sense. Things are set up and established and then used. Granted, some of it is kind of stupid, like the special wire that they carried King Kong
Oh,
with.
right, yeah.
There were
so
many goddamn goofy moments in King Kong.
Godzilla eating shit and falling in a hole.
Yeah.
Falling in the Team Rocket hole.
Oh, that was so good.
And then just climbing back out like, guys, what the hell?
Oh, God, what the fuck? You fucking made a trap hole? The hell is wrong with you people?
Guys, I could have broke my leg.
Oh, it's crazy, man. Don't do that again. Was this also the one that had the electric nets? Or was that later?
I feel like it was this one.
I either way, like, his battle with electricity would continue until it reached its climax in versus Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
Where he finally embraced the lightning. But we'll get to that, obviously. But yeah, just, like, stuffing a tree inside Godzilla's mouth and, like, swinging him around, and God, the racism.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Let's not talk about the
No,
Islanders.
that was terrible. Anyway, let's move on to Mothra vs. Godzilla, aka The Egg Adventure.
Oh, there were so many eggs.
It was all about the eggs. Eggman just carried us through that movie. The first time we ever cheered for a gimmick. Well, I mean, we didn't cheer for the ship explosion because it only happened once.
Yeah.
But
we did cheer because Eggman, every time he was on screen, he had a new egg.
it was so good. He just kept pulling out eggs, and, like, he had a bunch of eggs at his desk, and there was the perfect moment where we had finally picked up on him being Eggman, and he reached into his pocket, we're like, man, pull out an egg, and he pulls out an egg, we're like, yeah!
Just right out of his coat pocket.
And then, unfortunately, it kind of, like, They realized it was a gimmick, so they kind of tried to like play it down for a little while, and then
then he finally shows up in his ultimate form with a scrambled egg.
Yeah, no, he's like staking out an area, and he's like cracking eggs over a skillet because he's like, gotta eat my eggs, man. And that was the first time a singular character gave us a bonus.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I don't think that ever happened from that point on.
I don't think so.
I don't think, other than like there was one time where a singular monster gave us some bonus points up until Jet Jaguar, but Ghidorah was rough because I came in with poor expectations, and unfortunately, it wasn't any better than I remembered it.
Yeah.
Like,
this one, jeez, I don't even remember this one. This one was like the one that just felt like a continuation of Mothra, yeah? Because, I mean, it was.
Because it was another egg that would hatch into Ghidorah, and then larval, like one of them.
Oh, yeah, and this is the one where fucking Mothra's like, guys, stop fighting. And Rodan's like, no. And Godzilla's like, he hit me.
Humans bully us. We don't want to fight for them.
And then Mothra's just like, string shot.
It's just, and then
Rodan's like, haha, funny. And then he gets hit in the face with wet.
just like slimed. It's god awful. And that had another explosion. Explosions were the theme of the Showa era.
Yeah.
Everything that if there was a good explosion to be had, it usually made it into our bonuses. But yeah, Ghidorah was just like, it was middling. Again, it was like a 25, so like it was all right, but like it wasn't a great introduction to King Ghidorah.
This is the one that we first got a dub and we watched with the subs, right?
No, that was Astro Monster. Okay. I'm pretty sure
it had Ghidorah in it.
Yeah,
that's all I remember.
Yeah, no, but yeah, no, it was just
Yeah, you're right. It was Astro Monster because they had dubbed over the American guy.
Yeah. Well, they had the subtitles. No, they didn't dub over the American guy. The American guy actually spoke his lines. I think some of them were like ADR.
Some of them felt like they were taken out.
Yeah, they were like out of sync, but it was still well done. So we'll just move immediately into Astro Monster, which is odd because Astro Monster actually got worse for monster combat, which admittedly was because the fights were short.
Yeah, I think we gave it a lower score because like a lot of it was most of it B-roll? No, it wasn't.
Some of the destruction from Ghidorah was B-roll.
I don't remember why we gave this one lower monster combat. Maybe it's just because it's like,
I think it was just because it was
because there wasn't any of it.
That they fucked up Ghidorah, made him run away, and then that took like no time, and then they were wrecking shop, and then they cut off all their crap, and then that fight was also short.
Yeah, that's why we gave it a low score because there was like 5 minutes of it.
Yeah, it was kind of rough, but like it was I remember Astro Monster looking so much better. It was the first like leap. I mean, King Kong was in color, but it didn't look that good.
Yeah.
But Astro Monster looked amazing compared to everything we'd come before, and it was a good movie. And it's not the one I thought was going to be good. I actually skipped it in my original collection because I was like, this sounds fucking stupid. Invasion of Astro Monster?
Not even the Astro Monster, just of Astro Monster.
Yeah, of Astro Monster. But, yeah, we gave the acting a bonus for the American guy because he was just on point and just very well done and really brought a lot of charisma for interacting with people who did not speak his language.
Yeah.
And then of course, it was the movie where they were just like, we're gonna blow everything up.
Does it move? Blow it up.
Boat blows up. Rocket blows up. Base blows up. They go to the future and blow up.
Yeah, it was great.
It was awesome.
Just to the future.
Yeah. And then we moved on to the giant lobster.
The surf lobster.
So much fucking surfer music. It was terrible.
We got the condor.
Oh, the bird was the best part of that movie. Because it set up everything.
There was no build up to it. Just... And then she had a bird.
It was just a fat-ass bird just sitting there like, yep, What's up? I'm here. Don't know what I'm here for.
Don't mind me.
Where did you get a bird? Don't worry about it.
Shut up.
And then she, when they were like, is that bush moving? And then they released the bird, and they're like, no, there was a bird in it. It must not be moving. It's like,
man, did you see how fat that bird was?
God.
That was a well-fed bird.
Oh my God. That was dumb as fuck. And then it had the master of lockpicking and the fucking troll button.
Oh, fuck yeah, the button was just like, self-destruct. Boop. Boop.
No, but what I loved was like, we're going to activate the self-destruct, and just the console grew a boner, and we were like, because it just went, whoop, and I was like, and it just trolled everyone who tried to turn it off, and they're like, we can't deactivate it.
It just keeps shrinking. It must be cold in here.
Oh my God, it's so fucking terrible.
Is this the first time we got Akihiko to come back?
It was No, he came back in one of the previous movies. I don't remember which one, but he came back as like a random scientist.
Oh, right, he did. He was just there for like one scene, and that was it.
Yeah, but yeah, he was a eye-patched villain.
Yeah, the red bamboo.
Yep, who just the people who shot everything.
They sprayed the lemon juice in the water, and Evera did not like that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Bird lore, the bird then came back after being irradiated to try and rescue the damsel in distress so that they couldn't make Manila.
Oh, Godzilla was really giving her the fuck me eyes.
Oh, it was really
It was
bad.
not good.
It was very awful. Which then, of course, leads into Son of Godzilla, #fuck Manila. Another, not the lowest, but another low. And it was so bad there was no special mention, which I think is incredible. Because there were funny moments, but I think we just didn't want to give it bonus points.
I can't believe we didn't... Well, I was going to say we didn't take off bonus points because of Manila, because we took points away from literally every category because of Manila.
Because Manila's existence, and we were like, man, Manila's existence canceled out every moment that Manila existed that were funny. Because it was Manila. So we just we were like, nope, not even. And then Destroy All Monsters was just...
Like we said earlier, the poor man's Astro Monster.
It was so dumb and bad. It was so bad we took away from the dub, despite the fact that I think that had our favorite line of a dub from any movie. Because it had the old man, played by the young man, just going, oh no, oh, I'm so old. But it had the line where he's like...
That's amazing!
Slow turn, right in his face. Yes, it is. Fucking best.
Oh, that will never get old.
But the best part of Destroy All Monsters was Larval Mothra and his vendetta against trains. It's like, nope, I'm the train, motherfuckers.
Oh, it's so good.
Because at first he's like, he intercepts a train and just completely fucks it up. And then he comes out of the tracks in another scene.
I'm the subway now.
Oh, this is where I belong. Because Mothra's on wheels, which is another thing we didn't talk about in versus Mothra.
Oh, we said it in the actual thing, so it's fine.
Yeah, but Destroy All Monsters was our absolute low. As well, it was tied with.
Which makes it kind of... I think it's kind of fitting, since at the time our highest was Astro Monster.
Yeah.
So, of course, the movie that tried to ape Astro Monster the most got the least points.
Yeah. No, and then after that, we had All Monsters Attack, the
B-roll.
Oh.
The B-roll movie.
Oh, yes. So much B-roll. Most of it's B-roll. And it was supposed to be a kid's movie, but, it was so confusing and just not good.
It wasn't confusing. It was just...
Well, the world was confusing. Because, like I said, I couldn't figure out if Godzilla actually existed.
Oh, I see, yeah.
But, that barely scraped by with a 14. Despite getting a -1 for stop motion bully.
Oh, yeah!
The final fight.
That movie didn't end well. It was just like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it!
Yeah, no. Covered him in paint. Became a delinquent.
I don't like bullies. That's because I'm a bully.
Mm-hmm. So, that brings us to what I affectionately refer to as Contra Hedorah. I don't know why I affectionately referred to it, because that movie was bad.
Yeah. It was a real shit show.
Yeah.
Literally.
It was the poop show to end all poop shows. Everything was fecal based, and like everything about the way the movie was portrayed was just bad, and Hedorah was gross as fuck, and
it felt like a fever dream the whole time.
Everything just clashed so hard.
And then there were the skeletons that were real, but on screen.
Yeah, no, they were happening, which made it all the more confusing. And yeah, no, just like...
Oh, and the weird, like, animations. Like, the weird cartoon parts.
Happy Hedorah! What? Why?
Well, you see, we pluck this blade of grass, and we pluck that one, and we get bigger factory, now we pluck more, and then Hedorah.
Yeah, and Hedorah's all happy because there's so much pollution. God, there were so many shots of just, like, dead shit.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, people melted, and it was just gross, and just people took shit. Literally.
Yeah, it was great.
So did Godzilla. It was awful. Yeah, that only climbed out of, like, the 14 because the stupid moments were honestly enjoyable in a sea of garbage.
They were consistently stupid.
But they just didn't, they weren't cohesive. The movie just...
Boom! Shot of Godzilla! A fucking roller coaster ride. Oh, Godzilla's right over there!
Oh, yeah, just
the shadow of Godzilla.
I know he's there. But yeah, and then we move on to Gigan, which I was excited for, and then immediately just turned into, like... it wasn't a good...
It was the second of the B-roll.
It was bad. And they saved so much money by just using Ghidorah footage.
Oh, man, the whole monster fight at the end, just transcending time.
Yeah, just like changing time of day, and like...
Oh, there goes Mothra.
And Gigan's just like shit talking.
Yeah, he does nothing, and he's like, I crushed a building.
Doesn't Gigan have Anguirus and Godzilla talking?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where Anguirus is like, okay.
Okay. But he's not as cool as Terry Bogard.
No.
Which of course, I kind of... And then there was, of course, the guy who kept eating phallic things, but that didn't last long enough to be a true gimmick.
Yeah.
Which was sad.
But he did hold somebody up with an ear of corn, which was amazing. Yeah,
no, that was pretty fun. Which brings us to the crown jewel of the Showa era, which, I mean, we wanted it to be incredible.
I don't think it disappointed.
No, it didn't. It was just full of stupid, hilarious moments that just flowed into more stupid, hilarious moments over and over and over. That movie did not let up. It constantly moved forward with how dumb everything was. You didn't have time to consider stupid things like the first robbery, which I don't think they stole anything.
No, they were just planting a bug.
Because it immediately cut into them going to the geology lab. And then everything just constantly moved forward. It was constantly pushing forward with forward momentum until we got to the monster fight.
Yeah, and then it was just like, oh, well, here's Gigan doing his loop-de-loops again.
Well,
from the last movie.
Well, because Jet Jaguar came in, he's like, Jet Jaguar's got to stall. Because he went to talk to Godzilla, and he's like, we need your help. Fucking help us out. And he was like, alright, I'll be there at some point.
I gotta swim.
Yeah, it was...
With my mouth open.
Oh, God.
Mouth agape. Drink all the water.
Just all the seawater going right through him. But yeah, Jet Jaguar had to stall, and then Godzilla was, like, kind of an asshole, because he, like, showed up, and then kept walking, and almost missed the fight.
Don't mind me, guys, just passing through. Is that Gigan over there?
Oh,
hey,
shit.
Gigan.
God, what an asshole. He made me bleed.
Again!
Yeah, and then it just... And then the fight just kind of dragged, and it couldn't have gotten a perfect score for Monster Combat, which is really kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just so many like stupid moments and like the things that we will never forget, like the child being fucking thrown in the back of the car. And I don't mean like he was thrown into the car. I mean they were in the car and we watched the man grab him and throw him down into the seat. It was amazing. That child took so much abuse. It's like it completely made up for All Monsters Attack, which is hilarious because All Monsters Attack has one monster. But anyway.
It had 3.
Oh, yeah, I guess
I
they
mean,
did.
Manila counts as a monster.
Well, but I mean, there were, I guess, like, villain monsters.
Oh, yeah.
They kind of had an encounter with Kamunga.
Yeah, but that was B-roll.
Yeah, and then they got sprayed. It was very awkward.
All the encounters aside from Gabara were B-roll. And I feel like Gabara might have been B-roll as well for something else.
I mean, fuck it. Like, but, yeah, the Jet Jaguar fight just kind of dragged.
I think Jet Jaguar fighting Megalon alone was fine, and then when Gigan showed up, that's kind of when it decided to kick it down.
Yeah, just fucking. There were some good moments though, like the explosive, the Gigan bombs that like exploded above him and like threw him to the ground, and like the timed one that he like picked up and threw back at him. Like the inconsistency of Megalon's bombs was dumb, and Gigan just being Gigan.
Yeah, he certainly was Gigan.
Yeah, just a taunting loser. I think I referred to him as the Starscream of
he was.
the Godzilla universe. He's there to taunt, postulate about his victory that he's not getting, and then run away.
Oh, he's so iconic.
God.
Just like Starscream.
Fucking terrible. But, like, so, like, it was just a fun movie to watch until we got to that point. And then, like, there was, like, that was the only part of the movie that let it down. Otherwise, it probably would have gotten a way better score.
You say way better as if 41 isn't amazing.
But it could have done better.
Yeah, it could have.
But, yeah, so then we get to Versus Mechagodzilla, which was a real... That was not fun, because we started with Jet Jaguar, and then I was, like, burnt out.
Yeah.
And then Versus Mechagodzilla was just dumb.
I think it was them trying to go back to a more serious Godzilla, but like it just didn't feel that way. Like it didn't feel like you go, "Oh, we made a giant robot Godzilla, please take us seriously."
No, it went like we made a giant robot Godzilla and now it's time to read from the script as hopefully your immersion isn't broken, as Serizawa just predicts the entire movie.
I mean, at least they had the decency to throwing Gears in a hole.
Yeah, no, that was pretty nice. And like ripped open his jaw and whatnot.
Yeah, he got Konged.
And then the most iconic part of that movie is 2 moments: Godzilla's entrance and his exit. Where Mechagodzilla, still looking like Godzilla, is like looking at a building like, I don't know, something's weird going on, because Mechagodzilla had read the script as well.
Of course.
And then Godzilla just comes out of a building that is smaller than him. We don't know how it worked. We don't know how it happened. But, yeah.
He was in the building, or he was in the warehouse, where they keep the costumes.
Yeah, I don't know, and just burst out, and then after he destroyed Mechagodzilla, he just took the explosion and just kind of flew back, just like, this is my fate, this is where I'm going.
Just T-posed right on out.
Just gone, just like, like, that was the best part of that movie, and then everything with King Caesar was awful.
The 2.5-minute King Caesar Please Wake Up song.
For him to do nothing.
Please wake up and have romantic relationships with me. Thank you.
Oh god, those two were just gonna like fucking make out and get it on.
Let's get baby King Caesar in.
No.
Prince Caesar.
Terrible. Awful. Make it end.
Prince Manila.
Prince Manila. I forgot. We talked about how like once we hit Hedora, we were pretty sure that the Godzilla we were looking at was Manila.
Yeah.
But then Godzilla gets the magnet powers and versus Mechagodzilla, which was honestly almost cool.
Maybe.
Almost. I mean, it was cool to see him absorb lightning and be like, now I'm amped. And then he quite literally absorbed power lines because they disappeared.
They became armor and then they were gone.
Yeah, no, it was fucking weird. And just Mechagodzilla just being a gun. Just all guns all the time. Shoot everything out of every orifice. Everything's a gun. The toes are a gun. The kneecaps are a gun. The fingers are a gun. The nose, nostrils are a gun. The mouth is a gun. The eyes are a gun. Everything's a gun. It was just ridiculous.
Spin that head.
Oh yeah, and then the fucking spin to win, man. And then we get to the Colonel's Revenge, Terror of KFC, which is a movie we made better by our own joke. So it technically doesn't deserve it.
It really doesn't. I mean, well, even without the bonus points, it was, what, 25?
24. 10 plus 14.
Oh, right, because the dub was also a bonus point.
Yeah. So,
But still, it was better than the first Mechagodzilla.
Oh, yeah, no, easily. It took itself a lot more seriously. We just didn't.
Yeah, we kind of went the opposite direction with that one.
Which, I mean, that's the only time when... No, Astro Monster is the only outlier of a movie that took itself fairly seriously. Quote unquote. Obviously, there were stupid moments.
Yeah.
But, like, the plot took itself seriously, and the characters took the story seriously. And we took it seriously along with them to an extent.
Yeah.
It's the only one that was, like, serious and got, like, a relatively decent score because it was serious. Whereas, like, yeah, the Terror of KFC, just, like, we turned that into a joke. We turned the entire movie into a joke and just had fun. So, that Showa, I mean,
I would never watch them again. Maybe the Jaguar one.
I will watch Megalon with new people.
But I don't think I will go out. I don't think I'm going to wake up one day and be like, man, I really want to watch any of the Showa movies again.
Like, Astro Monster, even, I don't know if I really need to watch it again. Like, I got exactly what I needed out of it. And I'm afraid that the stupid moments, like, it won't live... It feels like one that just, like, won't live up to multiple rewatches.
Yeah.
Because, like, one of the most important parts of that movie is the characters. Despite the fact that I already knew some of the plot details, like, the characters actually being on point with their predictions and, like, being smart. And, like, the flow of that movie just... It's like, I don't need to get that again.
It's like, if I want to watch a competent Godzilla movie, it's probably going to be something from the Heisei.
Yeah. I mean, well,
or
I
Millennium.
wouldn't...
It would literally be anything that's not Showa.
Yeah, no, like, Showa is just not worth going...
Except 98. It wouldn't be 98.
No, well, that's nowhere.
It counts.
I guess. Well, I mean, according to Toe. But no, actually, yeah, it does count because they made Zilla a thing.
Yeah, I think in Godzilla 2000, they literally come out and they're just like, yeah, they said they saw Godzilla in America. Yeah, they're fucking wrong. They don't know what Godzilla looks like. They're dumb as shit.
That's amazing. But yeah, that Showa, if our total recommendation is basically watch the movie with Jet Jaguar and maybe watch 54 for, like, the history lesson on...
Well, the thing with 54 is it goes into all the timelines, so you might as well watch it anyway.
Mm.
Because every movie after... Well, the whole Heisei thing is one continuous storyline after 54.
Okay.
And then each of the Millennium series is a continuation of 54.
Hmm.
Like, a new continuity. For some reason, the Millennium, they're just like, oh, everything's new continuity except for Tokyo SOS. That one's a direct sequel.
So I guess what I would personally say is like watch 54 because it's more or less required reading. Watch Jet Jaguar because it's just fun the entire way through until you get to the end. And even then, we get the Jet Jaguar song, which if you're going to watch the Jet Jaguar song, watch the Mystery Science Theater 3000 dub of the Jet Jaguar song along with it. It immediately improves that scene. Do it. And then finally, my personal recommendation would be watch Invasion of Astro Monster if you want to watch a competent Showa film. It's the only one that I would consider to be a competent film in terms of filmmaking. It flows well, it has good acting, the dub is perfectly serviceable. Maybe don't watch it with the subtitles unless you love how goofy and wrong that gets. But like, Astro Monster for me is, I would consider it a standout in terms of like, I enjoyed that as a film. So if you're like, if you want to kind of, I mean, it's not accurate to the rest of Showa, but it's worth it might actually be worth your time.
Yeah.
But
conversely, stay away from Raids Again.
Oh.
And the Manila trilogy.
Just don't touch Raids Again unless you need to know how bad it can get. And don't touch anything with Manila because it's Manila.
Even the one that has like 10 seconds of Manila in it is still just a poor man's version of another movie. Watch that one instead.
Yeah, no, just watch Astro Monster. Don't even bother. So we're gonna move on to a surprise.
A very special. All your Godzillas.
It's in chronological order, so if you know anything about Godzilla, like all of Godzilla, you might know what we're doing.
I guess we should specify it's not like comic books or something.
No.
It's
something we can
animated.
watch.
It's not animated. It moves.
It is something we have to watch. We
Yes.
can't just like look at still images. We have to watch it. So enjoy that. I don't know how far that will go. It'll depend on how good or bad it is. I'm imagining it's going to be awful.
I may watch it all. I may watch it out of spite for myself.
Yeah.
And then I will tell you, hey, I would watch it again.
Yeah. Well,
but only with you.
Yeah. So, we'll see you guys for that. And then after that,
we get to watch some good movies.
I hope they're good.
I've seen them. They're good.
Okay. See you guys later.
See ya.